Avery allowed herself to feel a couple of things at once: panic that someone was poking around, and grudging respect for the stranger's ability to find their traps. Movement in another monitor caught her attention as the woman turned her head toward the man approaching her. Avery held her breath as the Amazon quickly moved to a section of the forest, providing greater cover while adeptly avoiding the traps. The man, who looked a bit like a grizzly bear, was not as delicate in his approach and tripped one of the wires. Avery grimaced when the explosion hit. Usually, the traps were not enough to kill someone, but they would give their enemies something to consider before attempting to cause the woman harm. The strange woman grinned and made her way quickly to the man. Avery couldn't read lips, but she didn't need any particular skill to understand that the interaction between the two was not polite or respectful. A strange weapon in the woman's hand was pointed at his head. The man was surprisingly agile and rolled away while grabbing a similar weapon. Her movement was almost too fast for Avery to catch before a blast of bright light passed inches from her body, and her answering fire caused the man to vaporize before Avery's eyes. Wide-eyed, Avery exclaimed, "Holy shit!" Avery didn't need to be a lip reader to recognize the expletive from the woman who swiveled her head looking for what, Avery had no clue. Without thinking, Avery deactivated the traps and activated the mechanism to unlock the hatch for the underground tunnel. Hurrying to the ladder, she climbed quickly to the opening and pushed against the camouflage door. She probably looked like a groundhog popping her head above the forest floor as she called out, "Over here, hurry!" The woman squinted in her direction and yelled, "Get back down in that hole right now!" Damn it all to hell. If the traditionalists didn't know the entrance to the hideout location before, they knew it now. By Saren's count, there were 3 additional men on the hunt. Certainly, it was a long shot for her to simply remove the first wave of opposition. They would definitely send more until the ministry, in collaboration with the World Council, finally took appropriate action against the traditionalist colonies. The wheels of justice, when powered by diplomacy, took a bit longer than advisable in Saren's humble opinion. Avery stood on one of the ladder rungs built into the solid wall of rock and clay, blinking in the dim light. "Who the hell are you?" "Please tell me there's another entrance," Saren replied. "Why?" "Because we need to make this one inaccessible, and we don't have much time to do it. May I?" Saren gestured to the open tunnel. I'd really rather not have my ass vaporized." Avery began a slow descent, leaving enough room for Saren to start her journey into the hole after shutting the hatch. Saren met Avery's inquisitive gaze as she reached the bottom. Good, she's not panicking. There was nothing worse than a hysterical woman. "I'm afraid I didn't do much research on explosives available during this time period. Any chance you have dynamite or something else to blow this entrance?" Saren inquired. Avery quirked an eyebrow. "We have explosives, yes, but I'm going to need a full explanation before we do anything so crazy as to what you're suggesting." "Look, I know you believe you're protected with your little booby traps, but I'm telling you, the men sent to take you out have already regrouped, and they have no compunction against using technology to identify and eliminate those obstacles. You're going to have to abandon this lab." Saren knew she was being particularly harsh, but she'd lost any softness over the last 10 years and couldn't flip a switch no matter how much Avery threatened to unravel her emotions. "Are you out of your mind? Do you have any idea how much is invested in my research? Not to mention a safe space for over 25 women. We're not giving that up. Let them send their knuckle-dragging assholes. We are well equipped to protect ourselves." Avery glared at Saren and folded her arms across her chest. So much like those in her lineage, Saren thought. "I don't think you comprehend the situation," Saren patiently explained. "Those men are not of your time. They will possess advanced technology that is beyond comprehension. I don't mean to be rude, but you are no match for them." Saren flinched. That was rude, she recognized. Avery roamed up and down Saren's body. "And little old you are a match?" "Yes, I am, Saren insisted. I'm trained for these missions. Figures. You have a military presence. Thanks, but no thanks. The military is not our friend. All they want is the ability to use our research for less than noble causes. I told General Thompson I have no intention of helping them create a super soldier. He probably thinks that sending one measly woman is going to change my mind. Although, ordering an attractive lesbian to convince me was a nice touch.